everybody, and welcome to Jointly Speaking. I'm Barbara, your host. I'm so glad you're with me today. I do appreciate it. And today I'm going to be talking about a couple of topics that are hard to talk about, to say the least. Nobody wants to get to the point where we're going to be talking. But I think we need to talk about it. I think the more we talk about it, the more we learn, the more we understand, and the better off we're going to be in the long term. So let's get ahead and let's try and do it. I first want to thank Northborough Cable TV for allowing me to do my YouTube show through them. I'm very excited about this. It's been kind of difficult with the virus, as you all know. I just came back to work last month, and we're trying to do it long distance. So if anything goes wrong, you'll know why. It happens to the best of us. But anyway, so today, what I'd like to talk to you about, and it's very serious, is long-term assisted care in a facility where you go in and you have assistance. You're not 100% what I call terminal, okay? Or permanent. But this is what we call assisted living facilities. And one of the things that I find I'm hearing, and it's kind of been upsetting to me just recently, is the fact that people are telling me they put their family member in an assisted or, whatever, and they didn't have time to check it out. Now, if you have parents, you want to do that. If they're in that stage where you feel they may be needing to go into a facility soon, especially the assisted living. Now, the assisted living can be fantastic. It's great. It can also not be, but it depends on what you investigate from the beginning. And what I would highly, highly recommend is that if you have a family member and they've had an injury or something and they may need to go into an assisted living until they're well enough maybe to come back home. And that's what you have to realize. The assisted living doesn't mean you're going to go on to long term. It just means they're helping you to get ready to go back to your home if you can. Okay? But the assisted living you need to check out, just like you buy anything else. If you're buying a TV, you check out the different TVs and the different models and the pricing, everything that goes with it. And the assisted living is the same thing. You have got to check them out. And I mean, go there. Sometimes I recommend going without an appointment. Because sometimes when you have an appointment with them, they have everything set up just so it looks good. Follow me? But if you go to them, you can go in and look at the rooms and see how the assisted living is set up. Some are private rooms and some are duplicates where they have 2 bedrooms and a little kitchenette, but they each have their own private bathroom. And there again, that's something you want to know. When you go in and you share a room in an assisted living, do you share the bathroom or not? Are you sharing the kitchen? You have to share. You share the fridge. But these are things that are so important to people, and they need to know what is going on. And when you put your family in there, you want to be sure they're safe, which I'm sure they will be. But you also want to be sure that they have the kind of care and an assisted living that's going to lead them to better things. In other words, get them well enough to go home. And that's a good possibility. I've seen a lot of people that go into assisted living, stay for a month or 2, and then go on back to their own homes because they have people there 24/7. There is staff there, and they will do that for you. Now, the other thing that you might want to, and you're going to want to know about assisted living too, there are so many things. Of course, price range, needless to say. But some assisted livings, and I didn't realize this, require You bring your own bed, your own chair, your own TV, if possible. So these are things that you need to be aware of. If you're going to go to a facility, you have to plan to bring whatever kind of bed your parents have, or you have, or your husband, depending on what the situation is. What size can go in that room? Like, can you fit a double bed? Can you fit a king size? Can you fit a twin? You need to know what size you can fit into that facility to make your family comfortable when they're in there. It goes without saying. It's not something I'm saying, I'm taking it lightly. I want you to realize it's going to be comfortable for them. That's the other thing. If they're used to a twin bed, then they probably would prefer one. If they're used to a double bed, well, then you've got to see if you can do it, get it into the room, and make sure they have the width, because that room, in most cases, I've been in one. I had a twin bed. I had an electric recliner chair in there. And that was really all I could fit in there, along with I had a electric scooter that I rode around on temporarily. And so that's something you have to consider. And you want to make sure the facility is comfortable. You want your family comfortable. But I highly recommend, if you can, not only just make an appointment to go in, but go in someday without an appointment. You'd be amazed. It makes it a little awkward, but it also, you can just say, hey, gee, I was just riding by and I decided I wanted to stop in. I'm checking it out for my family. If they don't like it, that's too bad. But that's your right to do that. And most places, I will tell you, the assisted living are fabulous. They have a nice living area, a living room downstairs on the main floor where you can go and socialize and visit with family members. They have an auditorium where you can all gather. All the members of the assisted living can join and participate in activities or anything they're doing. And I did do a Christmas show from there, so I'm very well aware. They also, in some cases, and this depends on the facility, but in some assisted livings, they also have a kitchen with an eating area. And the kitchen is so that you, as a resident, if you want to go down and cook something, you can go down and cook something. And it depends on what it is and how it is. You probably need, if you need help, the staff will be there to help you with it. And I think that's fantastic because it's also helping you. Think about it. If you can use the kitchen downstairs, the one for the general public, if you can use that, then you can practice cooking so that when you go home, you can go home and you're all set within reason. And I think that is fantastic. Many people don't think about that as far as cooking goes. But I'm a great believer in cooking. And I like to go home. So I want a place where I can cook that's convenient for me and learn how to do it. They have an oven. They have a refrigerator down there. They have it's a big kitchen area, actually, with a sink. Everything is in it. And then outside, just, after you're out of the kitchen period, there's an eating area right next to it. So you can do it. And you could cook anything from a brownie to maybe a casserole. But they usually require you have somebody with you just to make sure that you don't run into a problem and that you don't have any big messes that they have to clean up. And that's okay. I want somebody with me when I'm learning how to do something like that. And so when you're looking at assisted living, look at everything. They usually get mail for you, so that's not a problem. They usually have a general dining area where everybody goes to eat. And those are usually very nice, depending on what you're looking for. But I want you to consider everything when you're considering putting a family member in an assisted living facility, even if it's temporary. Consider everything and don't just look at one and say, okay, that's great. Please, I beg you, look around, check out 2 or 3 more. Take the time and look them over and see what you've got, what you're dealing with. It is going to make your life a lot better and your family members as well. And price-wise, that could make you feel better too. You never know. But it does vary, and in every state, it's different. Without, talking about the U.S. here, it varies. But they are there. And the one thing that you want to keep in mind, the assisted living are great to help you to get your family members well and get them back on their feet and get them home. And that's what you're looking to do. You're not looking to put them in a long-term care by any means. You're not looking to do that. You don't want to do that. You want them to be home with their family as much as possible, so long as possible. But if it will help them to get better and feel better, like say from a hip surgery or a shoulder, or maybe a heart attack, it really doesn't matter what the reason is. The idea is that you get them there and they're able to have security while they're recuperating. And I think that's what makes the difference with the assisted living. I think they give you security and you're there to learn to recoup and to get better. So it kind of plays all together and it works well when it works. But you have to make sure everybody is on the same line, so to speak. Everybody's going to be working towards the same thing. And finding a facility, that's the key. And believe me, you don't need to find one in your hometown. If you can find one elsewhere and you think it's better, go for it. Price-wise or information-wise, whatever they carry, do it. But please, please, take the time to look it over, price-wise, do everything, and find out what you want for that facility. I think you'll be very surprised. I know I have been. And I've been surprised by the number of people that are in it, the type of people that are in it. I've seen people come in a wheelchair and leave with a cane a month or 2 later. So it will work for you and work for the patient. And that's the key. You want your family members to get well. You want them to be happy. And if this is what you have to do to make that, then let's go ahead and try it. But please don't just take, let's say your individual's in the hospital. Don't just quickly take her out of the hospital when she's ready to go home and put her into any facility. Don't do that. Please take the time to evaluate these places and look them over. And I would highly recommend that you do it before they go to the hospital if you can. If you know you got a family member that's going in the hospital, start looking things out ahead of time and include them. Let them see where they'd be going. It will make their life a lot easier if they're familiar with the place ahead of time. They will feel better about going into it and realizing, hey, I was here. I know what this is like. This is great. And they're more willing to go to it and more willing to support it. And they're probably more willing to work harder to get home. And that's the key. You want them to come home and be well. Nobody wants to be laid up. That goes for sure. So it's something to think about. I know it's a lot, but if you have a family member that's getting into that situation, I highly recommend that you do something about that and try and find a facility that works best for your particular family member. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's not hard either. You just get to go and look. and be sure you eat the food, please. That may sound weird, but yes. Also find out how they serve the meals. Do they serve a hot meal at lunchtime and dinner time? Breakfast is not so important. Everybody deals differently, and that's pretty easy to deal with. It's your lunch and dinner meals that may be the issue. Also, if the person doesn't want to come down to dinner that night, can they get food served in their room? Is there a charge for that? And that, believe me, is crucial to know. If you're going to a facility and you don't feel like having dinner with everybody, let's say you're just feeling kind of under the weather, so you'd rather have, say, some soup or sandwich or something in your room. You want to be sure you know whether they charge you extra to serve you in your room. I've just heard where one facility has started to do that. You're allowed 2 meals, I think they said, according to my friend. The mother was allowed 2 meals that she could have served in her room. And then after that, she had to start paying X amount for them. And I don't know what the charge was going to be. I don't think it was much. But the point is, she's going to have to pay for her meals if she stays within longer than 2 meals. So the 3rd meal she'd have to pay for. So, and that would go on until you stopped. So it's something you want to look into. Do they charge if you have to eat in your room? These are all important, folks. You can't tell your mother she can't eat dinner because she can't afford it, right? That would not go over too good. And that's okay. But these are things you want to be aware of. Also, the one thing I was interested in was dressing. Can you wear slacks? Is there any, thing you have to worry about? I'm sure you can't go to the dinner table with your PJs. I'm pretty sure about that. But anyway, it's a thought. But you want to make sure you know everything about the facility and how it works. Even to getting her laundry done. Now, usually on the assisted living floors, they have laundry service. I mean, there's laundries there. But it depends on whether you can do it yourself or you need an aide to do it. And that may vary. So that's something you're going to have to check on and find out how long she's going to be in there for. Because if she's in there for, say, over a month or so, then she has definitely got to have, laundry service. So you want to be sure that you know how that works. How do they charge you, or is it free? And what if she can't do it? Can somebody do it for her? These are all things you want to ask beforehand. Believe me, you don't want to be surprised. That's the worst thing. And most of the assisted facility places are really have a lot of activities, a lot of entertainment going on. So you wouldn't have a problem with that. Like one facility I saw, every Friday and Sunday they had live entertainment, which surprised the heck out of me. But that was great. If you liked it, it was fantastic. But not everybody likes to go to that stuff. So here again, it's your choice. But the point is, it's there for your choice to make. So you have that opportunity. So it's like card games. They have knitting clubs. Like I said, the kitchen, you could do the cooking. So there was enough to keep you busy. And there's exercise classes. There's always an exercise class, just about. I believe they held 6 mornings a week in one place that I saw. I thought that was pretty good. So anyway, that's kind of what the assisted living is like as far as what goes on and what you need to check. I really hope you will check it out. Make sure you know what's going on beforehand. Because in most cases, when you jump into it, you've made a mistake. You didn't look it up. You didn't find out anything. Either she's not happy there, it's too expensive. It could be a number of things. But the point is, if you do these things ahead of time, you know what you're getting into. It makes life a lot easier on you and the individual who's going into the facility. Okay? Okay. So that's the assisted living, roughly. Just some, and this is just my point of view. I've seen them. I've been in one, and it's something that you have to decide on. But I think it's like with anything, you've got to examine it ahead of time. You've got to be sure. Okay? Okay. Well, let's take a break from that for a few minutes. Okay? I just want to, again, thank Northborough Cable for their help with putting me on and getting it going here on YouTube. I'm really excited. I also appreciate everybody's help. And, you know, with the COVID-19, like I said earlier, it's made it a little difficult for us to do things. And we're trying to find new ways of getting around it. So we'll keep working until we get it perfected, and hopefully that'll be soon. But I hope you can hear us. I hope you're learning something. And it doesn't mean what I'm talking about you have to do right today. It means store it in the back of your head, write notes on it, and kind of keep it handy so you'll know at some time later when you do need it. So, okay, excuse me. Okay, and I just want to remind everybody, if you would like to ask me anything, or even to tell me I did something wrong, please, you can write me at Jointly Speaking Podcast at gmail.com. I'll say that again. Jointly Speaking Podcast at gmail.com. Okay? I'll try and give it to you one more time at the end. But, you know, just know that you can write me, and you can either like me or you can hate me. It's okay. I prefer that you be honest with me and tell me if you like the show or you don't. I'm just trying to help people. I love helping people. And I've been doing radio off and on, well, not off and on, but on now for almost 14 years. So I hope you enjoy it. So anyway, okay. My next topic, in conjunction with the assisted living. And this one, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know. I know about it, but knowing a lot about it is another thing. You'd have to be a patient there. I think that's the best way, but I do know quite a bit about it. But anyway, you know, long-term care facilities, okay? A facility that takes in people that have no home. They have to leave their home because they can't walk or something on that idea. You know, they're blind, whatever the case may be. So they go into a long-term caring facility, okay? And those facilities are great. I think they're fantastic because they take care of so many people with so many different terminal illnesses, if that's the term to use. You have people who are blind, you have people who are Alzheimer's, and you have people that might be handling cancer, or people who are just getting old and you know, and life is ending. But what I found interesting in the facility that I went by, and I admit I only saw one, each floor in the building is different. Like the first floor may have a little rehab and have a few other patients in it. The second floor was just long-term care where you're just getting old and you can't walk, so you can't stay at home. So you're in this facility. And the third floor, they put all the Alzheimer's, which I found interesting. So you're separated from them, in a sense. So that is good. Long-term care is not easy. I'm not going to say it is. If you're bedridden, that could, you're stuck in the bed all day unless they can get you up and put you in the wheelchair, maybe for lunch or maybe just to get you out for a walk in the hallway or down to an exercise room. I haven't found where I see they do a lot of exercising here in that particular facility, which kind of surprised me. I expected they would be doing more that way. They do other things. They have entertainment. They don't have entertainment per se, but they have different hours of the afternoon. They schedule different things for different parts of the building. So like the first floor could have something going on at 1 o'clock. The second floor could have something going on at 2 o'clock and so on and so forth. And that kind of varied. But you're basically, I find, and I may be wrong from what I saw, I didn't stay, so I can't honestly answer. But I found you're basically on your own. You stay in your room. If you can, you go out and you visit with your neighbors. And I saw a couple of ladies come out and they started chit-chatting in the hallway, and that was nice to see. And the men do the same thing. And that was great. Again, these are things you need to check out for your family if you're thinking of putting somebody in that type of environment. You need to know the cost, what's available to them, what type of activities they have. All of that is important. I know in the facility I was in, well, of course, that's right now. I don't know if that's the case. Shoot, I didn't get an answer for that. Sorry. The COVID-19 has thrown us all in a loop. But with the COVID-19, everybody eats in their room. I do know that. Because I was there and they were bringing meals at the time I was there and putting them in their room. So I realized that was that because I couldn't interfere and, go ask at the time. So that was good to know that they were trying to protect everybody and keep them safe from getting the virus, which I admire, and that's the whole key. How much are they protecting you, the patient, and they were doing it. So for that, I give them 100% credit. I think they did a fantastic job. So there are a lot of things, like I said, on the long-term care. I wasn't really able to find out too much, and I'm sorry about that. But like I said, they do have the activities, and you can meet with each other and talk if you want to. That's okay. And they do have a small dining room you can go to if you want to, when there's no virus 19 around. That's a lot of fun. Boy, let me tell you. But anyway, so those are things I just want you aware of and hope that you'll consider. And like I said, the most important thing you do above and beyond is to plan ahead. I know you're thinking to yourself, well, my mother's not ready to go. Well, okay, she's not ready to go. Did you ever think that maybe you could bring her in and let her look at the facilities and see if she likes them or not? That might be worthwhile. It makes more sense to me to do that than to put them into an environment that they don't like the environment. If they're not happy with the surroundings, let me tell you, they're not going to do better. They really won't. People tend to get, I don't want to say upset, but just concerned over their environment, their neighbors, believe it or not, the type of room they're in, the color of it, maybe, I don't know, but things that make them unhappy. And you don't want that. You want them to be happy, to be comfortable when they're going to be in these facilities. So I hope and pray that you will all work on examining these facilities first before you do anything else. It's imperative. I can't stress it enough. It really is. You know, it's when they're alert and they're able to think for themselves and they're able to do, you want them to be able to have a choice. At least let them feel like they're choosing the facility they want to go to. They may not be able to, but hopefully they will. And they will feel better about being there, and they will feel better about getting out of there if they can. And that's the key. Let's get them out of there. Let's not keep them in assisted or long term. It's just no fun, to put it bluntly. And it doesn't make you feel any better, and it's not going to make them feel any better. These are things that we have to consider as grown adults. I know it's no fun. I never said it would be. But I'm going to be talking about a lot of things on this show, podcast. And this is just one of them. But we'll be talking about food. We're going to talk about doctors, surgeries, exercising, how to make sure your home is set up correctly so that you can so they can manage it as an individual. And we'll be talking about that. But it's important to know that if you have to send them into a facility, send them into one that you've seen, that you like, and that they like. Make sure it's comfortable. And I think that's the key. Okay? Okay. I'm not going to go on about long term because I really don't feel I can give you all the information. But what you want to remember is you want to inspect it ahead of time, check on the price, check on the food, eat there if you can, whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes to find out if you think it's comfortable for your parent. Okay? Okay, fair enough. I hope. Okay. Excuse me. Well, it's fall. Believe it or not, it's October. I don't know where the year has gone. I don't know about you people, but I am in shock that the fall is here already. And I'm looking forward to Halloween. I love Halloween. I love to see all the costumes. I enjoy seeing the kids all dressed up. That's the happy point of the year for me. So we'll look forward to seeing that at the end of the month, of course. But I don't know how much trick-or-treating there will be this year due to the COVID-19. But if they can't do it, work something out with your neighborhood, the houses around your home. Maybe they can make little packages and wrap them up in a little baggie or something and leave them in a basket on their front door stoop between, let's say, 5 and 7 p.m., something like that. I don't know. And then you could go around with your kids and get their goodies. You can do something like that. That's not hard to do. And it would make them happy. I think they would love that because at least they wouldn't be giving up the holiday and not having any fun. And they don't need that much candy anyway, so the more you can limit it, the better off you are. Okay? So think about trying something like that just for your own street, the street you live on. And everybody, even if it's family who don't have children, ask them if they would be willing to do it, considering the COVID-19, you can't go wandering, and you want to keep it within the neighborhood. And this way it would be safe. They just put it in a basket, whatever they collect or make or do, and then put the basket on the front door stoop and let all the kids come and take one per child. I think that would be fantastic. I like that idea. I know that's what I'm planning to do, so please try and do that, okay? Okay, one more time. I want to give you my email just so that you'll have it again. And that is jointly speaking podcast. Those 3 words. Jointly Speaking Podcast at gmail.com. Okay? So those 3 words go together. You don't space them out. Jointly Speaking Podcast at gmail.com. Okay? And send me whatever you like. Send me, if you'd like to hear about something specific, let me know. I'd be glad to do it for you. Happy to do it. Or if there's something you don't want me to talk about, you can tell me that too. I'm more than willing to listen, and I want to make it. I want to make this program something that you can enjoy. It's new for me. I just started about 8 months ago, but with a virus, it's been crazy. So I'm trying to get back on my feet again, and we're starting up again as of now, and hopefully we'll keep improving. And I hope you enjoy it. So what I'm going to do right now, we've got enough fan stop. Let's do some exercising. We all need that, right? I don't care what your age is. Doesn't matter. You all need to do it. So, first of all, get in a good chair. One that is got arms to it. I prefer you be in that, just so that I know you're safe. Okay? I want you to get comfortable. And what we're going to do first is some deep breathing to get ready for the exercise program. Okay? Okay. So here we go. Close your eyes. Close your mouth. And I want you to inhale through your nose and fill up your lungs to the best of your capacity, what you're comfortable with. Once you're done, I want you to let it out through your mouth slowly. We're not racing. Slowly. Just let it out very, very slowly. It will actually take you longer to let the air out than it will to have you bring it in. Believe it or not, I've tried it out, and at least I find it works that way. Okay, let's do it again. Inhale. Fill up those lungs best as you can. And when you're ready, exhale through your mouth. Unfortunately, I can't do it and talk, so bear with me. Okay? Just let it out. Relax. Okay, now your eyes are closed still. Your mouth is still closed. Let's do it one more time. Inhale through your nose. Fill it up. And then exhale through your mouth. Very slowly. Just let the air out. Okay? Okay. Okay. All right, let's start with our feet. Put your feet on the floor. Make sure they're flat on the floor. And I want you to take your toes. You can do these together. Bring your toes up, keeping your heel on the floor. So you won't be able to lift it that high, but it's exercise. And then bring them back down. Okay? Let's do it again. Bring your toes up. And bring them back down very slowly. One more time. Bring them up. And bring them back down slowly. Okay? Okay. Very good. Okay. Now, take your knee, and I want you to straighten it out in front of you. It's bent right now because you're sitting. So take your right knee and straighten it. And then when you're done, bring it back down to the bent position. Okay? Okay? Let's do that again. The right leg, bring the knee out. Bring your whole foot out, I should say. Straighten the whole leg, yeah. Sorry about that. And bring it back down. Let's do it again. right foot. Bring it straight out and bring the leg straight back down. Very good. Okay, let's do your left leg. Take your left leg and straighten that knee. And then bring it back down. Okay? Remember, we're not rushing. We're going slow. Okay, bring your left leg out and straighten it. And then bring it back down to the bed position. That's right. Hey, take a breath. Okay, left leg, one more time. Bring it straight out. And bring it back down. Very, very good. Okay. Now, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to put your two knees together. Your feet are flat on the floor, best as I can. Put your knees together, just touching them. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to push the left knee against the right and the right knee against the left. So in other words, you're doing equal pushing on each leg, okay? You're not pushing more on one leg than the other. Just take both of them and push them together. And then release them. Okay? Push your knees together. And release them. And you'll feel it up through your thigh and your leg a little bit. Won't be a lot, but you'll feel it a little bit. Put your legs together. And release them. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Now the next one we're going to do, okay, just put your feet down, relax your feet, okay? I want you to pinch your buttocks together. Believe it or not. Just tighten the muscles in your buttocks. Pull them together. Okay, so let's do it. 1. Pull it up, tight, and release it. Release it, and let it relax. Okay? Okay, let's do that again. Pinch your butt. Bring it up, and relax it. Okay? Okay, one more time. Let's pinch butt. And relax. Here we go. Whew. Okay. I pinched a little too hard. Anyway, okay. Now you're up to your waistline. Now what I want you to do is I want you to sit up straight. And I want you to move your upper torso from your waist up to the right. Twist it, turn it, whatever you want to call it. Turn it towards the right and bring it back to the center. Turn it to the left and bring it back to the center. Remember, slow. We're not rushing. You don't benefit anything by rushing with an exercise. Ask any therapist and they will tell you, you've got to do it slow to have it benefit you. Okay, let's turn right. And then bring it back to the center when you're ready. Okay, let's go to the left. And bring it back to the center. Very good. Just remember, slow, easy does it, relax, and breathe while you're doing it. Okay? All right, let's go to the right. Turn to the right. When you're ready, bring it back to the center and stop. And let's go on to the left. And bring it back to the center when you're ready. Okay? No rushing, just slow and easy does it. Okay, all right, we've gone that far, so let's do this. Let's take a couple of deep breaths, kind of relax a little bit, because that's a lot to do. Okay? And what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and your mouth and relax. And I want you to inhale through your nose. Fill up your lungs. And then let the air out slowly. Very slowly. Okay? Okay. And let's do one more. Inhale. And then exhale. Very slowly. Okay? Okay, and then we'll move on, okay? I just want to have you relax a little bit between your upper torso and your lower torso. Okay? Okay, let's start with our head. What should we do with it? Just leave it there? Yeah, we can leave it there. Let it just balance. Okay. With your head, turn to the right as far as you can, as comfortable. Don't force it. If you get any pain doing any of these exercises, go to the point of pain and stop. Don't go beyond that, okay? Now bring it back. All right, now let's take your head and go to the left. And bring it back. Okay? Go to the right. And bring it back. Always stop in the front, in the center. Now go to your left. And bring it back. It's very important, ladies and gentlemen, that you stop in the center of when you're moving your head, when you're twisting it from left to right, so that you don't cause injury. You can hurt yourself if you're not careful. So no matter, even when you're outside, you're looking at something, look to the right, and then when you bring your head back, stop. Relax for a second, and then go on to the left. But you have got to remember to do that. It is so important. I can't stress it enough, okay? Okay. All right. Next one. Let's shrug our shoulders. That should be fun. My favorite thing to do. Bring your shoulders up and let them back down. Remember, we're not rushing. You can do both shoulders together on this. Bring your shoulders up as high as you can. Just shrugging. You're just bringing them straight up. And then bring them back down. Bring them back down. Then what you want to do is you want to do that one more time. Bring your left shoulders up. And bring them back down. Very good. Very good. Now, the next thing you want to do is really important. You want to, I love this. This is my favorite exercise, believe it or not, because I can feel it working every time I do it. With your shoulders, just relax your body. And I want you to take your shoulders and pull them back. Pull them towards your back, towards your spinal column. And you will feel them with the shoulder blades, and you'll feel all the muscles there. And then relax them. Okay? Okay. Now, do it again. Bring your shoulders back. And relax. One more time. Bring your shoulders back and relax. Okay? Very good. Okay. Next one, take your right hand, bring it up and bend it, and touch your left shoulder. And bring your hand back down. Right hand to your left shoulder. Bring it up, touch your left shoulder, and bring it back down. Very good. One more time. Bring your right hand up, touch your left shoulder, and bring it back down. Okay? Okay. Very good. Left hand up, touch your left shoulder, and bring it back down. Left arm up to your right shoulder, touch your shoulder, and bring it back down. My apology for that error. Okay, let's do it one more time. Left shoulder, left arm, bring it up and over, and touch your right shoulder, and bring it back and down. Perfect. That's right. That's a good exercise for you, especially if you have buttons in the back of your shirt or you need to get your necktie on, guys, or something, or you're having trouble with the collar on your shirt to button. That's a good exercise. It keeps your hand up to those shoulders. Okay. The next one, lay your hand flat on your lap if you want to, on your table or your arm, and I want you to, the palm down. You can do these together and turn them over to the outside. Okay, so take your hand, turn them over, and you're collecting change. You're getting paid for your job, if that'll help. And then bring it back down. Okay, take your right hand, bring it out, turn it over, get that goodie buddy, and then bring it back and dump it in the pot, if you got any. Okay, one more time. Take your hands and externally rotate them out so you collect change. Collect the change and bring it back and dump it in a plate or a pot, whatever you got. Okay, that good? Everybody did that right? I think so. I think you did that very good. Okay. Very good, folks. Very good. Now, we will do more the next time. I just feel, we want to get this going and keep you moving. Please understand all your exercises, no matter what you're doing, have to be done in slow motion. It really is crucial. If you rush it, you're not extending your proper, and you can also hurt yourself. If you rush to extend an arm or a leg, you could pull it and hurt yourself. So you don't want to do that, okay? So you want to do it slowly, always slowly. And don't forget to breathe and relax slowly. No problem there. You want to do it. I highly recommend if you're going to exercise, do at least 10 exercises a day. Now, you can do those 10 exercises, and you can do 5 in the morning, we'll say after breakfast, and 5 in the evening. And you can do them while you're watching the news on TV. You're sitting in the chair anyway. So do the exercises while you're doing something like that. Make it comfortable for you. And I recommend you do 5 in the morning and 5 right after dinner. I find 10 is good, and that works. And I would do them 3 or 4 times a week. And that would depend on you, what you feel you want to do. I wouldn't do less than 3 times, let me put it that way. Okay? You really need to do it 3 times a week. That is crucial. You've got to have that momentum going, and you want to keep that momentum going. Okay? And like I said, we talked today about the assisted living and the long-term care. Please investigate the best that you can, get to know them, get to find out all you can. And that goes for anything you're doing. not just a facility. Check your doctors out. If you're going to a new doctor, find out where he came from, what he does, how long he's been in practice, whatever. You need to check these things out because nobody's going to tell you. You need to find out for yourself. So do that. It will help you. I think it will make your life more comfortable. You will feel better about it. You won't feel so anxious, if that's the term I want to use. It might make you feel better. So let's do that, okay? So I want to thank you all for listening. I want you to have a great month. Do the exercise, and I will see you next month. But until then, stay positive. Thank you very much.